There's a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 inside this box. Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and I have the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 Android smartphone. So this is the 5th generation of their flip phones, and I just looked at the Google Android Fold, which is like 2 phones together, and was not super impressed. It was kind of overly big and overly clunky. But this format, the flip phone, really cool. So I'm really excited to unbox this and show you what's inside. And then separately, I'll actually post a review that will have a ton of demo photos and demo video footage and all sorts of stuff. It'll take me a little while to assemble that. So for now, let me just tell you that this is a really nice compact box. Samsung actually gets a 5-star eco score with the materials that they've used, the way that they manufacture it, the packaging they have, all of that. Very cool. Now, let's open it up, and then as I go, I'll give you lots of specs. So I have my unboxing tool, which is essential, and don't try this at home without professional training. Thank you. Let's open the box. Now, first thing is that it's one of these box designs where there's stuff tucked in here. So we'll have to see what's in there in a minute, because I'm much more interested in seeing the phone itself. Now, what's interesting is that because the way they did the wrap, you can't tell that it's a fold. It just looks like a long, skinny Android phone. But when I open this up, or just alternatively just rip the thing off, that works, then voila, here we have it. This is the Galaxy Z Flip 5, and as you can see, it flips open. You get a full screen here, and then when you close it, you have a half screen here. Now, that's a 3.4-inch cover screen at 720 by 748. In fact, let's power this thing on. I think is the right button. There we go. So that as that powers on, so that's a 3.4-inch cover screen, but then when I open it up, then that's a 6.7-inch main screen at 2640 by 1080. So that's a full HD resolution. Pretty nice. Now, the phone is actually powered by a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 octa-core CPU, and it comes with either 256 or 512 gig of storage and 8 gig of RAM. So plenty of power there and storage. And let's see, if I close this, oh, I guess you don't get the welcome screen on the front. You only get it on the inside. I'll set this up later, so I'm not going to actually have you watch me set up a phone. But it's running Android 13, Bluetooth 5.3, the very latest generation of that technology. It's dual SIM capable if you want to have 2 different numbers. And it also is a world phone. This is true of most modern phones, but it can work really anywhere that there's a cell signal, in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, in the Middle East, obviously in North and South America. So extremely capable. Let's get that screen back on. And it has a relatively small number of cameras. So you can see here, when I close it, if that screen was coming on, then you would see the screen here. There's 2 cameras. These are considered rear-facing cameras because obviously if I hold it like this, and one of them is a 12 megapixel wide angle f1.8, and the other one's a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle at f2.2. So the ultra wide angle is a smidge slower in terms of picking up images. And then the front camera, and it's a hole punch as they call it, the front camera is a 10 megapixel wide angle at f2.2. So there's nothing to write home about with those camera specs, but of course, the proof is actually in taking photos. So that's why you're going to want to come back and check out my review when I have a chance to do that. Now, battery-wise, 3,700 milliamp hour battery says that you can get up to 35 hours of talk time. It has a 50% charge in 30 minutes when you plug it in. And what I'm excited to test out is it has Qi Fast Charging 2.0. So they recently revised the wireless charging specs so that it'll actually work faster. And I'm super interested to see how that works. Oh, and on the front, we're getting the time display now. So that's pretty slick. And of course, you can always do something like that. So now it's pretty cool, right? So let's see what else is in the box. On the bottom is literally nothing. So it's an interesting box design where most of the stuff is actually tucked into the top. And so that bottom is pretty slim. So we'll put this here and let's see what's in the top. So that's everything that's in here. And what we're gonna see, I'm sure we're gonna have a SIM card, a SIM removal tool, a user guide. Let's see what actually comes. Okay, so we have a SIM removal tool, pretty prescient there, and a USB-C to USB-C charging cable, which tells us this does charge via USB-C. And then we have a quick start guide and an AT&T 5G and a transfer guide and terms and conditions. And since this is a loaner from AT&T, they actually sent me a SIM card, which is pretty nice for my testing. And that's really everything that's in the box. So it's basically the phone, the charging cable, and a SIM removal tool. And generally with these sort of phones, you're gonna either already have your own SIM or you're gonna be at, for example, the AT&T store, and they're gonna be doing all the little handshake and hardware shuffle so that this becomes your new phone. I will note that on the hinge here, it says Samsung, and that's a pretty cool hinge, as you can see in this close-up. And in fact, let's super quick, you can see when I open it up that it's a very traditional Android design, although the Pixel line has the power button on the top and the volume below, and this one does the opposite where the volume's higher up. And then on the bottom we have what looks like a punch out for a speaker and USB-C for charging. There is nothing on the left and there's nothing on the top, and on the back all that we have are the two cameras and that small spot there probably for a flash. So that's everything. Like I said, it also rates a 5-star on the Eco Score. Let's see. Oh, I see you have to close it all the way and then it has to realize you've done that. I don't know. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing the time yet. I think it'll show up momentarily. And then, of course, this surface is the one empty surface on the phone. And I assume when you have a case, it's going to be a pretty interesting case to actually work and allow you to have this flexibility. But that's pretty much everything here with this phone. And I will assume that this time will come on soon. And I've given you all the specs. I've shown you everything that's in the box. It's really all I can do here, because now I need to go out and about and really start using the phone, and then I'll share with you what that experience is like. So far, I love the form factor. I really wish I could get an iPhone like this. I mean, look how small that is, how easy that is to work with. And from this screen, if it was working, once I have it all set up, from this screen you can take photos, you can respond to text messages, you can see notifications. So really a lot of what you want on your phone is right there on that front screen, and that is pretty handy. It'll eventually come on too. So we need to talk about the price, and we should talk about colors. So this comes in 4 different colors. It comes in mint, graphite, lavender, and cream. And they're really nice looking colors. You should definitely go check that out before you choose which color you want. And in terms of pricing, I think I want to point out that, as I said earlier, this is a loaner from AT&T. So I'm going to give you AT&T's pricing for this phone. You might be able to find it at a different price through a different cellular provider, or if you want to get it fully unlocked, it's probably going to be the same price, but I'll let you do your own research on that. Through AT&T, this is $999.99, this being the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 Android smartphone. It is $999.99, or if you want to make payments, it's $27.78 a month for 36 months. You can get more pricing information at att.com. And as I have said more than once, I am really excited to play with this phone and see what it's like. And I hope you come back and check out my review. That's all I got. I'll catch you in my next video.